Right.
Because I can't even put all of my values on somebody else, because that may not be somebody else's moral compass or values. As long as they're not messing up the community, as long as they're not having kids out of wedlock, as long as they're not doing nothing crazy. Listen, people have a lot of things to say about, I'll give you an example. People have a lot of things to say about Future. They ain't got nothing to say about Leonardo DiCaprio. Nothing. Nobody says anything negative about Leonardo DiCaprio. He keep him a fresh flock, a new fleet, and once they age out, he go ahead and trade up for a new model every single time. And nobody got nothing to say. Why? Because Leonardo DiCaprio don't have no smut on his name. He ain't got he ain't doing nothing to hurt nobody. He just out here living and having a good time. He living on yachts, and he doing what he doing. He making it happen. So I'm cool with it. I ain't got no problem with it.
And honestly, if you strip all the world of social constructs, would the forms of validation change? For instance, if me and Mr. Lego in the same space and he getting all the girls just off of nature, just off of him being a man, and then I go, dang, I can't get no girls, and I create a car. I go, look, I got a car though, and then women start dealing with me. Are they dealing with me because of my car, or they dealing with me because me the man? A lot of people social constructs, and how the first form of people being established to get women. The priority was to get women when men started wanting to be more established and creating social constructs. But if you strip all those social constructs away, what will be the form of validation?
Ali, the women are going with you when you get your car because of hypergamy. That's the reason.
No, take our cars away. Women are going to judge men solely off the man. If you take the cars away, the house away, the clothes away, women are going to judge men solely off the man.
But it's impossible because that's never happened though. Because all throughout history, there's always been something to validate and separate the winners and the losers.
The man, right?
No man is equal. No man is.
It's what the man is able to produce according to what society needs, and then he gets rewarded accordingly, right? So, right, if you all the way back into
like a sharecropper
medieval times, right? Yeah. Your ability to be able to own farmland and own slaves or whatever that work for you, and be able to have soldiers and kingdoms and the conqueror and all of that, and take over other lands and all of that other type of stuff. Your ability to provide and protect for your people. We didn't have cars, but we had something to validate us. Our all of the stock and how many sheep you had. And
I agree. But isn't
so all throughout history, we've always had a hierarchy based off of your ability to produce.
But isn't that another form of woman being with a man because of power? Just the soul power.
Absolutely. 100%.
Like women.
100%. I don't disagree with that aspect of it.
But it's not validation, right? That wouldn't be considered validation. It's more about power, respect, and
okay. So let me ask you a question, Amir. Why did men have 1,000 wives? That could have 1,000 wives. You can only sleep with one or two at a time.
1,000? What in the hell? What are you doing?
I mean, a lot of kings would basically take every woman out of their village. They would take the virginity of every woman out of their village. No men could actually get a wife that was virgin because the king took them first.
But why?
Because power, I would say, power and dominance, a sense of dominance,
ego, validation. It's all the same.
I would say legacy, because the strongest male is like in the animal kingdom, the weak males can't get no ass ever, because the strong male is about DNA and is about legacy. We need, from if a lion turns around and sleeps with a weak male lion, that weak male lion's cub is going to grow up to be a weak lion, and it can actually get everybody, have everybody starving to death.
I was going to ask Anton, do you think that would be for validation, or they were to establish dominance over each person's woman? Like
he just said it's both. He said it's connected.
I think it's both. I don't think that you can have one without the other.
Okay.
I personally, I could be wrong, but I don't think that you can really have one without the other. Because anything that makes you feel good is validation. Anything that makes you feel good is validation.
Well, Lady Di, you want to say something?
Can we check on Eve?
Mike check Eve. Mike check.
Eve in the bathroom right now. You already know what Eve doing. Y'all leave Eve alone. She in the bathroom.
Oh, hell yeah.
What up, Bruiser?
What's going on, Bruiser? It was so dark, I almost missed you again, bro. Men that sleep with women for validation are weak. We did play a clip, but just give you Your thoughts on it?
Weak. It all depends on, what these men identify as. I mean, I think it's all about accomplishing things that the average person would not be able to accomplish because he may not be currently equipped with the knowledge or talents that you may possess. So I think it's a status thing. I mean, although the end result might be something negative, you can still look at that as some type of accomplishment because you encompass certain things that most may not accomplish. So you can look at it as a trophy thing, a race, a competition. So I do think there's men out there that make competition out of sleeping with women.
I actually agree with Bruiser because I guess that's the reason why I don't see it as something worth doing anymore. Because the competition is different now and it's not women. But if you don't have anything else to look at from a competition standpoint versus what other men can't do or what other men can't have, if I ain't doing nothing else, yeah, I'm gonna say, yo, I slept with more women in my city versus the other dudes, and I'm gonna feel good about myself. But
well,
now,
you're speaking about it from the
I
perspective of a person that's outgrown.
Yeah, I get what you're
the
saying.
need for that, right? So I'll give you an example. I think that it starts to reverse once you get to a certain point of accomplishment.
I agree. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because then it becomes, it's not necessarily how many I can sleep with, it's how many I'm not necessarily checking for, right? Like it's almost like levels to it. Once you get to a certain level, you move from needing a championship trophy to wanting to be the owner of the team, right? I want to be amongst a select group of people that only wanted to be the only owner of the team, right? Now, so I think that as men, we grow to different levels to where when we was younger, it was about who had the biggest rims on your car, right? Now it's about whether or not you own your own property. You know what I'm saying? So it is levels or whether or not your family is dope or your son or whatever, so on and so forth. And I think it's levels to it. So you outgrow certain things, but I can't tell somebody where they should be from a growth perspective, right? Because I could be talking to a 25-year-old and, his level of validation and his growth curve may be much different from mine because I'm 40 and now I'm in a space where I'm trying to do something completely different that validates me, differently from him. So I can't shame him for that though. You know what I'm saying? Because I was there. And a lot of us were there at that particular time. So I can't necessarily say something is wrong with it. The only thing that I would have a problem with is if you're doing it irresponsibly. Then that's when I got to be like, yo, fam, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a lot of times this is why people cheat? Like there's a form of society's validation and then there's your own personal validation. So a man could be with a woman that gives him the facade of a stable wife, but he'll go cheat with a woman that he loves her mind, her soul, but she might got a lot of baggage. And then some of the ladies, y'all might be with a dude that can beat up the dude you really love, but you'll cheat on him with that dude you really love, but this dude can beat him up, like based on the validation of society. Do you think that's why?
Yeah.
Why cheat? They really connect to that person, but society says you should be with this person. So they end up with this person that validates them for society, but they really want to be that guy with the plain Jane, or the woman want to be with a plain dude,